Hi there, this is Thomas Eugene Schussler III, and today we're going to be opening up a Magic the Gathering Commanders Legends Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate Collector Booster Box. This is where you'll get the super spiffy stuff right there. This is our little promo card we got with it, Elder Brain. 5 and 2 swamps. It's a creature, 6/6 creature with menace. And when it attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand, then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it was mana of any color to play it. So pretty spiffy there. That's the little promo card you get. I also got one of these little bonus boosters. Let's take a look what's inside here real quick. All right. We got a little Magic the Gathering Arena code. Go ahead and take it if you want. I won't be using it. And what do we got here? We got a Professional Face Breaker. It's a 2/3 Human Warrior for 2 and a mountain. It's got Menace, and whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. We got an offer you can't refuse. It's an instant for 1 island, counter target non-creature spell. Its controller creates 2 treasure tokens. I don't want my opponent to have 2 treasure tokens, guy. That's kind of sad. And we've got Avian Courier. It's a 1/1 bird advisor for 1 in an island. It's got flying, because, it's a bird. And whenever it attacks, choose a counter on a permanent you control. Put a counter of that kind on target permanent you control if it doesn't have a counter of that kind on it. I'm not impressed with the little booster thing, the bonus thing we got. That wasn't all that spiffy. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully it improves from there. So here we go. We're going to put these off to the side, and we're going to start with this one right here. And we got a shiny treasure token. There's the rabbit. So I've already opened up my my set booster. I got that last week, and I just barely got this one today. And that's the one we were looking for. It's the token I wanted that we didn't find, is our little bunny there. So now we got us a little bunny. So I'm already happy. All right, we got Colossal Badger. It's a 6/5 Badger for 5 and a forest. It's got a sorcery adventure, Big Deep. For 1 in a forest, choose target creature, mill 4 cards, then put a 1/1 counter on that creature for each creature card milled this way. So what the adventures are is you do not have to. You can play the adventure card cost. You'll activate that effect, and then it goes into exile, and then you can play it from exile for its regular cost. And then the actual Badger, what it does, when Colossal Badger enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Lantern of Revealing. This is kind of a neat one. It's a mana rock for 3. Add 1 mana of any color. And then for 4 and tap it, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, you may put it on the bottom of your library. It's probably going to go in my Azusa deck. So I can play more land cards. Let's see. Clockwork Work Fox. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen this one. It's an artifact, 3/2 artifact fox for 3. When it leaves the battlefield, you draw 2 cards, and each opponent draws a card. Ooh, you're going to my Nesker deck, guy. That's tailor-made. Arcane Signet. This is a pretty common one here. It's an artifact, too. It's a mana rock that'll produce 1 mana of any color in your commander's identity. Draconic Muralist. It's a 4/3 Dragon Bard for 3 in a forest. And when it dies, you may search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. This set, the Battle for Baldur's Gate, really high in the dragon cards, man. If you're looking to build a dragon deck, this is the set to get. We got us a basic mountain, just basic stuff there. We got us a Nemesis Phoenix. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, okay, I've seen this one. It's a 4/2 Phoenix for 3 and 2 mountains. It's got flying, and for 2 and a mountain, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Activate only during the declare attacker's step, and only if you're attacking with 2 or more opponents. Flaming Fist. It's a legendary background enchantment for 2 and a plains. Commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. The backgrounds are a new thing in this set. So if the commander you're playing with has the choose a background option, this can be paralleled with your commander. It works just like it is a commander, so it goes to the command zone and you play from the command zone for the command tax. It only mono-colored creatures will have that background though, so this adds an extra color to your commander's color identity. Safan Kalimport Cutthroat. It is a 3/2 commander human rogue for 2 in a swamp. It's got menace. At the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, create a treasure token. Create 3 of those treasure tokens instead if you've completed a dungeon. Choose a background. That's a pretty spiffy one. Me and my brother played we did a game with the pre-release kits. It wasn't how you're supposed to play the game, but you know, we couldn't draft. We didn't do the draft, so, but I didn't get one of these. That would have been a good commander to have. I probably would have played it. Iltrul Survivors. We'll go with that. It's a 0/4 Tiefling Peasant for 3 in a mountain. It's got Trample and Myraid. Myraid. We're going to go with Myraid. We're going to say that's how that's pronounced. So Myraid is when it attacks, you produce a tapped and attacking token. You produce a token that's a copy of this creature, and it's attacking for each opponent, and you attack each opponent with the copy. So if you attack one person, you'll be attacking them all with an exact copy of this card. And then those copies get exiled at the end step. As long as it's attacking, you get a +0/+0, where X is the number of lands defending player controls. Ooh, that's bad. That would be bad against me, because I've got an Azusa deck. Multi-class Baldric. It's a artifact equipment for 1. I've never seen you. Equipped creature has lifelink if you control a cleric, death touch if you control a rogue, haste if you control a warrior, and flying if you control a wizard. God damn. As long as you have a full party, prevent all damage that would be dealt to equipped creature. Equipped to. Damn, dude. You're fucking cool. That was a neat one. We liked that. Ravenlot Adventurer. It is a 3/4 human rogue assassin for 3 in a swamp. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put a hit counter on it. When Ravenloft Adventurer attacks, if you've completed a dungeon, defending player loses 1 life for each card they own in exile with a hit counter on it. Ooh. The initiative and the initiative mechanic is, it's kind of like the Monarch. We'll probably get a token, so I'll go into more, but it allows you to go into dungeons. There's a new dungeon called the Undercity, and the initiative mechanic pretty much lets you move 1 space into the Undercity. If you haven't entered a dungeon already, you enter the Undercity, but if you're already in a dungeon, at the beginning of your upkeep, pretty sure it's your upkeep, you move 1 space into the dungeon. If you just took the initiative, then you'll go in, and it's kind of like the Monarch ability. If you're dealt damage, then somebody else gains the initiative. So it's like the Venture and the Monarch abilities combined. Hopefully, I should probably get a token of the 2, and then you can see what the dungeon and the initiative is. Volo. That can't be right. I'm looking at internet. Itinerant Scholar. It's a 2/3 commander human wizard for 2 in an island. When Volo enters the battlefield, create his journal. A legendary colorless artifact token with hexproof, and whenever you cast a creature spell, note 1 of its creature types that hasn't been noted for this artifact. 2 and tap them. Draw a card for each creature type noted for target permanent you control named Volo's Journal. Choose a background. Damn, you're a spiffy one, man. Whenever you catch a creature spell, note 1 of its creature's types. Huh. He might go in my wizard deck. I gotta look at that, though. I like the foils in this, man. I don't like the alternate artwork. We got the, where'd that one go that we had earlier? I don't like these alternate artworks. I'm not a fan of this one. Every set's got different types of alternate artwork. I'm not impressed with the one in this one, but I love these. These foils are really fucking nice in this set. My Cruel, Lord of Bones. It is a 7/5 commander god for 4 plains, a swamp, and a forest. As long as your life total is less than or equal to your starting life total, it's indestructible. That's like the common theme with the gods, the life total thing. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. What the fuck? They gave us 2 back-to-back? Huh. We got 2 of the guys. Okay. We got them back-to-back, man. We did get the, so what did we get in this one that's really impressive? We got the, that was really neat. We got that one. That was pretty neat. Okay, that's not so shabby so far. Not so shabby. And I got my bunny token. So, we got the bunny. There's a treasure token. I can already see that. One's on the other side, a construct. All right. Bronze Walrus. Walrus. It's a 2/2 artifact walrus for 3. And when it enters the battlefield, you scry 2, and it's got tap, add 1 mana of any color. Well, that's pretty spiffy. Add a mana. I'll never say no to adding mana. And we've got Dawnbringer Cleric. It's a 1/3 human cleric for 1 in a plains. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1, cure wounds, gain 2 life, dispel magic, destroy target enchantment, or gentle repose, exile target card from a graveyard. You're not so spiffy, guy. Your temple is under attack? That sucks. It's an instant for 2 in the plains. Choose 1, pray for protection. Pray for protection. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Oh, that's a good one. Or strike a deal. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. That's a cool one. I like that. We got Gond Gate. It's a gate land. Gates you control enter the battlefield untapped and add 1 colorless or add 1 mana of any color that a gate you control could produce. Stone Speaker Crystal. It's a artifact for 4 and you tap it to add 2 colorless mana. 2 and tap it. Sacrifice it. Exile any number of target players' graveyards. Draw a card. So a little mana right there. We got a plains, a shiny plains. We got Mahadi, Emporium Master. It's a 3/3 Commander Cat Devil for 1, a swamp, and a mountain. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. So that guy's pretty spiffy. I like him. We got the bear. The bear is freaking awesome. I like this bear. It's a 2/2 Commander Bear Warrior for 1 in a forest. This spell can't be countered. It's got Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. It's got Ward 2 and choose a background. That is an awful lot of fucking bang for your buck for 1 in a forest, man. That's pretty spiffy. Cloakwood Hermit. Have I seen this one before? Oh, yeah, okay. This is the squirrel thingy. It's a legendary enchantment background for 2 in a forest. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your end step. If a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create 2 tapped 1/1 green creature tokens. Pretty spiffy one there. Mighty Servant of Luke O. It's a 6/6 artifact vehicle for 3. It's got trample and ward to discard a card. Whenever it becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it was crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards until end of turn. Crew 4, huh? You're kind of a neat one. I'm actually in the process of building a vehicle deck right now, too, so that's probably going to go in there. You're kind of a neat one. Green Slime. This ought to be good. It's a 2/2 ooze creature for 2 in a forest. It's got flash. Flash meaning you can play it at any time. When green slime enters the battlefield, counter target activated triggered ability from an artifact or enchantment source. If a permanent's ability is countered this way, destroy that permanent. Ooh. Foretell Forced. Huh. Kind of a nifty one. Reflecting Pool. It's a land that adds one mana of any type a land you control could produce. That is a nice looking one too. That's a good looking Reflecting Pool there. Nine Fingers Keen. I've seen this one quite a few times. It's a 4/4 commander human rogue for 1, a swamp, a forest, and an island. It's got Menace and Ward. Pay 9 life, man. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them onto the battlefield. Then if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You need a shit ton of gates in your deck to make this guy effective. I don't think I have that many gates. Duke Older Ravenguard. He is a 5/5 commander human noble soldier for 4, a mountain, and a plains. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and Myrid until end of turn. That is fucking cool. That's a pretty sweet deal there. Woo! Wrathful Red Dragon. It's a 5/5 dragon. Are you shocked? For 3 and 2 mountains, he's got flying, and whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. And it's the full art foily guy. Is it full art or borderless? I don't know the difference between the two. Nice. That was a nice pull there. It looks so pretty. And we got another treasure token. Let's see if a construct's on the other side here. No, a demon. Cool. All right, we got Decanter of Endless Water. It's an artifact for 3. You have no maximum mana size, and it adds 1 mana of any color. Nice. That's a nice one to start off with. Worms Crossing Patrol. It's a 1/1 human soldier for 1 plains, and it's got Myrid. Ooh, you are going in my human deck. My human commander is Kyler. So this guy would become a bad motherfucker with Myrid, man. That's a good one. Bane's Invoker. It's a 2/2 human cleric for 1 in a plains with tap 8. Holy shit. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain flying until end of turn. Guess if you've got 8 mana just lying around, I guess. Thunderwave. It is a sorcery for 2 and 2 mountains. Roll a d20. It deals 3 damage, 1 through 9. It deals 3 damage to each creature, 10 through 19. You may choose a creature, and it deals 3 damage to each creature not chosen this way. Or if you get a 20, it deals 6 damage to each creature your opponents control. Damn, dude. You don't want to see that 20. Nemesis Phoenix again. Better version of it this time. There's a swamp. We got Vaconia, Draw Apostate. It's a 2/3 commander elf cleric for 2 and a swamp. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, return a creature card at random from your graveyard to your hand and choose a background. It's an elf. I'll never say no to elves. Inspiring Leader. It's a background card for 2 and a plains. Commander creatures you own have creature tokens you control get +2/+2. Ellen Harbreeze Busybody. It's a 2/4 commander human peasant for 3 and a plains. Tap it. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of tokens you created this turn. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Choose background. Displacer Kitten. We got the kitty. Here's the little kitty. Not very good card, but I won't say no to the kitty. It's a 2/2 cat beast. Don't be beastie with me, kitty. For 3 and an island, it's got Avoidance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So it's pretty much, you can activate when it enters abilities more time. What the fuck are you? From the Catacombs? I don't think I've seen you. It's a sorcery for 3 and 2 swamps. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with a corpse counter on it. You take the initiative. So you get a creature card and you take the initiative. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Escape. 3 and 2 swamps. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. Huh. Put target creature card from it. Huh, you're pretty neat. You're a spiffy one. That looks pretty cool too. I like the look of that. Hey, Baldur's Gate. This is the gate we're fighting for, man. This is the battle. This is what we're battling for, man. It's a legendary land gate. Add 1 colorless mana or 2 and tap it. Add X mana of any one color where X is the number of other gates you control. That's a fucking good one. Nice. We've got Hainer, Invoker Adept. It's a 4/4 commander human wizard for 1, an island, a mountain, and a plains. It has haste, and you may activate abilities of other creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Too bad you don't have green in you. And tap it. When you next activate an ability this turn by spending 4 or more mana to activate it, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. You're pretty cool. That's a sweet one. I'm liking this little pack we opened. Lae'zel Vlacliffe's Champion. We're going to go with the Champion. It's a 3/3 Commander Gith Warrior for 2 and a Plains. If you would put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control or on yourself, put that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Choose a background. Descent into Avernus. I think I might have seen this one already. It's an enchantment for 2 and a mountain. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of descent counters on Descent into Avernus. What? Okay, so at the beginning of your upkeep, you put 2 counters on it. Then you create. Then each player gets X treasure tokens, where X is the number of counters on it, and it deals X damage to each player. But that's going to include you. Ooh, that's horrible shit. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of you, guy. You're gonna hurt me. I don't want to be hurt. Another treasure token, man. It's non-stop treasure tokens. I'm hoping we get a fucking initiative token with the city on the back. There's a 2/2 boars on the other side. Okay. We got Ghastly Death Tyrant. It's a 6/5 Beholder skeleton for 4 and 2 swamps. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1. Disintegration Ray. Destroy target enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to its mana value. That sucks. Death Ray. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. That one. I want that one. I want the Death Ray. Hey, this guy again. He's from the last Dungeons & Dragons set. Hoarding Org, and I like this guy. He's a 3/3 Org for 3 and a mountain. Whenever he attacks, you roll a d20. 1 through 9, create a treasure token. 10 through 19, create 2 treasure tokens. And for 20, you create 3 treasure tokens. Pretty sweet deal. What the fuck are you? Guardian Naga. I'm not sure I've seen you. It's a 5/6 Naga for 5 and 2 plains. It's got a instant adventure called Banishing Coils for 2 and a plains. Exile target artifact or enchantment. The actual creature part of it has vigilance. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Guardian Naga. You're kind of a spiffy one. Kind of high costing though, just for a 5/6 with vigilance. But I guess you get the adventure with it. That was a neat one. Swashbuckler Extraordinary. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is a 2/2 Dragon Rogue Warrior for 2 and a mountain. 1 Swashbuckler Extraordinary enters the battlefield. Create a treasure token, okay? Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice 1 or more treasures. When you do, up to that many target creatures gain double strike until end of turn. You're a pretty cool guy. I like you. Give your guys double strikes for treasures. That's pretty neat. Arcane Encyclopedia. It's a... Oh, I've got a bunch of these. It's an artifact for 3. 3 and tap it, draw a card. Nothing too spiffy there. And we got another mountain. Decanter of Endless... Oh, we've already seen this one. It's just a different artwork. Whoa, who are you, guy? Halson, Emerald Archdruid. It's a 2/4 Commander Elf Druid for 3 and a forest. I will never say no to an elf. Tap 1 for 1 mana until end of turn. Target token you control becomes a green bear creature with base power and toughness 4/4 in addition to its other colors and types. Huh. You're not so spiffy, Mr. Elf. You let me down, Mr. Elf. Tavern Brawler. I've seen this one quite a few times. It's a background for 2 and a mountain. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. This creature gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. You may play that card this turn. Glunch, the best tower. I've seen this one before. It's a 0/5 Commander Jellyfish for 1, a forest, and a plains. It's got flying at the beginning of your upkeep. Choose a player, then put 2 1/1 counters on a creature they control. Choose a second player to draw a card, then choose a third player to create 2 treasure tokens. This one's kind of neat because you can actually choose yourself for one of those things. So, I guess if you're just playing a 2-player game, then you don't get to do the third one, I guess. So he's kind of a weird, nifty one. You only want to play him in really big games. Endless Evil. It's an enchantment for 2 and an island. Enchant creature you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature, except the token is 1/1. When enchanted creature dies, if that creature was a horror, return this to its owner's hand. Ooh. It doesn't make them non-legendary, though, so... Still, though, you're going to be creating more copies of the thing. Huh, that's pretty neat. We liked that one. That was pretty neat. Elmister's Simulacrum. We'll go with that. It's an instant for 4 and 2 islands. For each opponent, you create a token that's a copy of up to 1 target creature that player controls. Ooh, you're a spiffy one. Oh, it's a mythic. Yeah, I like this one. That was a good pull there. Bahal, Lord of Murder. It's a 4/4 Commander God for 2, a swamp, a mountain, and a forest. It's got the standard life total indestructible thing that the gods in this set have. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and goad it. Shadowheart Dark Justicar. It's a 3/4 Commander Human Elf Cleric for 3 in a swamp. 1 in a swamp, tap it, sacrifice another creature, draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. Choose a background. See, you're not too shabby of an elf. Whoa, what the hell? You look cool. You're all shiny and everything. Not Eloyd Ship. It's a 5/5 vehicle for 4. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Ooh. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a creature card exiled with the ship onto the battlefield under your control. Crew 3. You're spiffy as shit. You're going in the fucking vehicle deck. That's pretty cool. I'm digging our pulls so far. This is going pretty good. I put it on the upper good end. There we go. There it is. There's the initiative. That's what we've been looking for. So there you go. I'll explain it again, just, since we've got it here. Whenever 1 or more creatures a player controls deals combat damage to you, that player takes the initiative. Just like the Monarch ability, whenever you take the initiative and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into Undercity. If you're in a dungeon, advance to the next room. If you're not, enter the Undercity. You take the initiative even if you already have it. So if you've got the initiative and you play a guy that says take the initiative, then you'll go into the dungeon another time. And there's the Undercity for you. I'm not going to go into details on this. I think this is far better than the last dungeons they had. I like this dungeon. I think this is a good dungeon here. So there you go. The Throne of the Dead is the final one. Reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. It gains hexproof until your next turn. Then shuffle. All right. We got Ettercap. It is a 2/5 spider beast for 4 in a forest, and it's got Web Shot, which is an instant adventure for 2 and a forest. Destroy target creature with flying, and then it's just, the spider's got reach. Pretty standard for spiders. We've seen this one before. Cloak of the Bat. I'm a fan of this one. It's an artifact equipment for 2. And the equipped creature has flying and haste. And you equip it for 2. So it's like a Swiftfoot Boots, other than instead of Shroud, it'll have flying. So Guild Swiller and Prowler. It's a 2/1 Tiefling Rogue Assassin for 1 in a swamp. It's got Death Touch, and when it dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw a card. Speaking of Swiftfoot Boots, there it is. Oh, sorry, not Shroud, Hexproof. Okay. Swiftfoot Boots. It's equipment for 2. Equipped creature has Hexproof and Haste. Equipped for 1. Mine is all shiny. Pretty common card these days, Swiftfoot Boots. Patriarch's Seal. We're going to go with the Seal. It's the Seal, man. Artifact for 3, add 1 mana of any color, 1, and tap it. Untap target legendary creature you control. And I like that. I like untapping my my favorite deck. My best deck is an elf deck where my commander produces mana, so I just keep untapping my commander over and over again. Okay, we got a Plains over there, and then we got a Halcyon Emerald Archdruid. Haven't we seen one? Yeah, we've seen this one already. Look, he's holding the little bear. I actually like this alternate artwork. Oh my god, they found an alternate artwork I like. And it's for a card I don't really give a shit about. This guy's all fucked up, dude. He's the creature type I like the most, but I don't give a shit about him. I think he sucks, and yet the alternate artwork I really dig, man. We got another Tavern Brawler. Veteran Soldier. It's a background for 1 in a Plains. Commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks a player. If no opponent has more life than that player, for each opponent, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking that player. Bramble Sovereign. You are a 4/4 Dryad for 2 and 2 forest. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 in a forest. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature. Wait, what? Oh my god. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you can pay 2. If you do, that's creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature. But then when that token enters, you'll be able to pay that cost again if you have the mana to create another copy, and you can keep doing that over and over again as long as you got the mana. Holy shit. You are a bad fucker, dude. Oh, you are awesome. You're not an elf, but you might end up going in my elf deck, dude. Oh, I dig that guy, dude. We're happy with this pull, man. We got Nalia de Aaron. She is a 3/3 commander human rogue for 1, a Plains and a swamp. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard spells from the top of your library. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain Death Touch till end of turn. You're a bad bitch. Damn, dude. Don't fuck with her, dude. Jaheira's Respite. It's an instant for 4 in a forest. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. This is going in Azusa. I think I've seen this one already, but it is a pretty card, man. Look at that. Hey, Noble Heritage. I've seen this one before. It's a background for 1 in a Plains. Commander creatures you own have when this creature enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2 1/1 counters on a creature they control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player until your next turn. I'm not impressed with you. Holy shit, we got another of the ships, dude. Holy shit. Earthquaker Dragon? 14? 14 in a forest? Oh, you better be one bad motherfucker, dude. It's a 10/10 elemental dragon. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of dragons you control. Flying Trample. 2 in a forest. Sacrifice a land. Return Earthquaker Dragon from your graveyard to your hand. 10/10 Flying Trample, and he's... God damn, dude. This was cool. Holy shit. That was neat. We liked that. All right, what else we got here? This is the halfway point. After this one, we've opened half our boosters. There's another treasure. I'm getting a lot of treasures, man. I want another bunny. I've only got the one bunny. I got all these other tokens. And the squirrels on the other side. Atrocious Experiment. It is a sorcery for 2 in a swamp. Target player mills 2 cards, then draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. You've been caught stealing. Oh, that's bad. Don't catch me, guy. It's a sorcery for 1 in a mountain. Choose 1, threaten the merchant. Each creature blocks this turn if able, or bribe the guards. You create a treasure token for each opponent who was dealt damage this turn. Huh. You only cost 2? Each creature blocks this turn if you... Huh, okay. You're a pretty nifty 1 for 2, guy. All right, we like that. Lapis Orb of Dragonkind. I think there's a different type of dragon, a little orb for each color is what it looks like. It's an artifact for 2 in an island. Tap it, add an island. When you spend this mana to cast a dragon creature spell, scry 2. Two-handed axe. I think I've seen this one before. This one's really weird because it's an equipment with an instant adventure, sweeping cleave, 1 in a mountain. Target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Then it's an equipment for 2 in a mountain. And whenever equipped creature attacks, double its power until end of turn. Equip 1 in a mountain. So this is kind of a nifty equipment. I kind of like that. It might even go in my my red deck that I got. I can't remember the name of the commander. I can never remember the name of that commander for some reason. We got Null War Band. It's a 5/5 Null for 5 in a mountain. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each opponent who was dealt damage this turn. It's got Menace and Marade. Whenever this creature attacks for each opponent other than defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of this creature that's tapped and attacking that player, a planeswalker, or a planeswalker they control. Oh, okay, it doesn't attack each player, it's only attacking that player. Oh, no, for each opponent. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, I had it right. And then you exile the tokens at the end of combat. Okay, I had it right. There's a forced. Commander Liara Porter. Like Jane Porter? It's a... What the hell? Okay. It's a 5/3 Commander Human Soldier for 3, a mountain and a plains. Whenever you attack, spells you cast from exile this turn cost X less to cast, where X is the number of players being attacked. Exile the top X cards of your library. Until the end of turn, you may cast those spells from among those exiled cards. But if you don't, then you just exiled a bunch of shit, so that sucks. Agent of the Shadow Thieves. This is a background for 1 in a swamp. And it's got commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks a player. If no opponent has more life than that player, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn. I really dig this one. It is a good background. And we got the cat devil guy again, Mr. Emporium Master. Robe of Arch Magi. I don't know if I've seen this one. It looks fucking spiffy. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. I like that. It is an artifact equipment for 2 and... Oh, the corner's all messed up, man. They messed up the corner on my little robe. There we go. Fix it. Fix it, guy. It's an artifact equipment for 2 in an island. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw that many cards. Equip 4, and you can equip a shaman, warlock, or wizard for 1. Ooh, you're going in my wizard deck. I like you. I like you, and your corner's all messed up, man. That sucks. Delayed Blast Fireball. It's an instant for 1 and 2 mountains. Delayed Blast Fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. Just the opponents, okay? If this spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control instead. Foretell, 4 and 2 mountains. So the Foretell cost is much higher than the regular cost. Interesting. Sculptured Sunburst. It's a sorcery for 3 and 2 planes. Choose a creature you control. Then each opponent chooses a creature they control with equal or lesser power. If you chose a creature this way, exile each creature not chosen by any player this way. So everything gets sacked except for 1 creature of each player. with... Oh, no, 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 no. Then each opponent chooses a creature. Yeah, and it's got to be of equal or lesser power. Cool. Friend of the Forest. Didn't we see this one already? Oh, no, no, no. We haven't seen... This is a good one. I like this one. Okay. And look at the art. It's a nice looking foily, man. It is Jahiria, Friend of the Forest. It's a 2/3 commander human elf druid for 2 in a forest. Tokens you control have tap. Add 1 forest to your mana pool. And choose a background. That's a nice one. I like that one. That's a good elf there. And we got Jan Jensen, Chaos Crafter. This guy's crafting some chaos. What a jerk. He's a 3/3 commander gnome artificer for a mountain, a plains, and a swamp. He's got haste. You can tap him, sacrifice an artifact creature, create 2 treasure tokens. Or tap him, sacrifice a non-creature artifact, create 2 1/1 colorless construct creature tokens. So, and we got another one of the Shadowheart Dark Justicars. I'm digging this little collector box. I'm pretty happy so far. Let's put these inside the box here for now. Be careful with them. So we're halfway through. Let's see what else we got in this bad boy. I won't say no to another Earthshaker Dragon. That was fucking tight. And a Pegasus. We got a treasure and a Pegasus. I want another Bunny Man. Run Away Together. This is from the last set, the last Dungeons and Dragons set. If it's an instant for 1 in an island, choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. Reckless Barbarian. It's a 2/2 Dragon Barbarian for 1 in a mountain. Sacrifice Reckless Barbarian. Add 2 mountains to your mana pool. Jade Orb of Dragonkind. I'm not sure if I've seen this one yet or not. I can't remember. It's an artifact for 2 in a forest. And tap it, add 1 force. When you spend this mana to cast a dragon creature spell, it enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it and gains hexproof until your next turn. Noble's Purse. See, look what happened here. Oh, okay. No, we're good. Okay. Noble's Purse. It's an artifact for 2, and it enters the battlefield tapped with 3 coin counters on it. Tap it, remove a coin counter from it, and create a treasure token. Okay, you're all right, guy. You only cost 2? Okay. Gate Colossus. It's an 8/8 artifact construct for 8. And it costs 1 less for each gate, 1 less to cast for each gate you control. And it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And when it enters the battlefield under your control, you may put Gate Colossus from your... when a gate enters the battlefield, you can put Gate Colossus from your graveyard on top of your library. And we got another Plains there. We got Charcoal Diamond. It's a mana rock that produces a swamp for 2. Seen this one. Lozhan, Dragon's Legacy. It's a 4/2 Commander Dragon Shaman for 3 an island and a mountain. It's got flying, and whenever you cast an adventure spell or dragon spell, it deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target that isn't a commander. So anything, a player, a creature, whatever, man. Inspiring Leader. We've seen this one already, I'm pretty sure. Bane, Lord of Darkness. God, this is like the 4th one of these guys I got, I swear. He is a 5/2 god for 1, a plains, an island, and a swamp. Life total indestructible thing that the gods in this set have. And whenever another non-token creature you control dies, target opponent may have you draw a card. If they don't, you may put a creature card with equal or lesser toughness from your hand onto the battlefield. Deep Gnome Terramancer. It's a 2/2 Gnome Wizard for 1 in a plains. It's got flash and it does mold earth. Whenever 1 or more lands enters the battlefield under an opponent's control without being played, you may search your library for a plains card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Do this only once each turn. Oh, that's sad. You can only do it once. What the hell? Owlbear Cub. It's a 3/3 bird bear for 2 in a forest. You're a cute little chubby thing, aren't you? It's got mamas coming. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. Whenever Owlbear Club attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that player. when it attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You're a spiffy one. Huh. That was kind of a neat one. I like the chubby little owl bear, whatever the fuck it is. Alondo the Seer. It's a 3/5 commander human shaman for 2, a forest, and an island. And it's got tap. Draw a card, then exile a card from your hand and put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. It gains when the last time counter is removed from this card if it's exiled. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn. Then remove a time counter from each other card you own in exile. That's a fucking nifty one. You're a nifty one, guy. I liked that. Maisie, True Sword Paladin. It is a 3/4 commander halfling knight for 1, a mountain, a forest, and a plains. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Whenever an aura you control is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, exile it until the end of your next turn. You may cast that card. Fraying Line. Okay, it's an artifact for 4. When Fraying Line enters the battlefield, put a rope counter on target creature you control. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may pay 2. If they do, they put a rope counter on a creature they control. Otherwise, exile Fraying Line and each creature without a rope counter on it. Then remove all rope counters from all creatures. Damn. Okay, so this is going to wipe everything out pretty much unless they pay 2. That's kind of a nifty one. Okay. Haven't seen that one yet. And another treasure token, dude. It's just non-stop treasures, man. And we got a soldier token. I want another bunny, man. I only got the one bunny. Come on, cut me some slack here. Pegasus Guardian. Look, it's the mommy and the baby Pegasus. It is a 3/3 Pegasus. Are you shocked? For 5 in a plains, and it's got an instant adventure called Rescue the Fowl. 1 and a plains. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. And the actual creature has flying at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, create a 1/1 white Pegasus creature token with flying. You cost 5 in a plains? You're kind of pricey, guy. Carnilla or Orb of Dragonkind. So just in this collector box, we've already got 3 of these freaking orbs. It's an artifact for 2 and a mountain. Tap it for a mountain. If the mana is spent on a dragon creature card, it gains haste until end of turn. I still don't think I've seen the plains or the swamp little orbs. I don't think there's got to be some. Great Sword of Tyre. I don't think I've seen this one either. It's an artifact equipment for 1 in a plains. Whenever an equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it and tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. Equip with a plains. Huh, you're pretty cool. The sword looks alright. You only cost 2 there, guys, so that was alright. Taunting Kobold. It's a 0/1 Kobold for 1 mountain. And it's got haste, and whenever it attacks, goad target creature an opponent controls. You're not very impressive. Emerald Dragon. It's a 4/4 dragon, are you shocked? For 2 and 2 forest. And it's got an instant adventure called Dissonant Wave for 2 and a forest. Counter target activated or triggered ability from a non-creature source. And the dragon's got flying and trample. And we got a mountain. Hey, this little thing again. I've seen this thing a couple times now. It is Lulu, Loyal Holyphant. It is a 3/2 Commander Elephant Angel for 3 in a plains. It's got flying at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a 1/1 counter on each tapped creature you control, then untap them. Choose a background. So it's going to untap everything. That would suck if that was done to you. Candlekeep Sage. It is a background for 2 in an island. And commander creatures you own have when this creature enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Not very impressive guy. OG, the Exquisite Blade. It's a 2/3 commander human monk for 2, a plains, and an island. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and scry 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Wizards of Thay. I don't think I've seen you. It's a 3/3 human wizard, shock, for 3 and an island. It's got the Myraid ability. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. You're a pretty neat guy. It's a shame you're not legendary. You'd make a good commander. That guy's pretty cool. Servok's Tome. What the hell are you? I haven't seen you yet. It is an artifact for 4. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Add 1 colorless mana. If you have the initiative, add 2 colorless instead. Exile, and for 3 and tap it, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Activate only if you completed a dungeon. This thing's pretty fucking cool. I like you, man. I like that little tome. What the fuck? I haven't seen this one either. Mirror of Life Trapping. It's an artifact for 4. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast, exile it. Then return all other permanent cards exiled with Mirror of Life Trapping to the battlefield under their owner's control. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast, exile it. Then return all other permanent cards exiled with. You're not very impressive. You're kind of dumb. You're only going to be able to, quote unquote, trap one thing at a time, man. I guess it could be kind of useful if you're trying to, if you have when creatures enter the battlefield trigger abilities, because then it trigger, it get exiled, and then it's going to enter again. You're kind of a funky one there, man. I don't think I like you. Wild Blade of Frontiers. It's a 1/1 commander human warlock for 1 in a mountain. If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest result. I like you. I'm going to need you for the deck I'm building right now. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, put a 1/1 counter on Wild Blade of Frontiers. Choose a background. You're fucking cool, guy. I like you. And we got another version of him too, but this one's way better, man. We got 2 of them. Lae'zel's Acrobatics. I've seen this one before. It's an instant for 3 and a plains. Exile all non-token creatures you control, then roll a d20, 1 through 9. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. 10 through 20, return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control, then exile them again. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So, really good for triggering enter abilities there. That was a spiffy one. All right. And this is we got 3 left after this one. So, come on, we need 1 more bunny. Just give me 1 more bunny, man. I just want the bunny. It's a boo. All right, Boo's all right, but I still want the bunny, man. Dream Fracture. It's an instant for 1 and 2 planes. Counter target spell. Its controller draws a card, and then you draw a card. So, kind of a weird one there. Druidic Ritual. It's a sorcery for 2 and a 4. So I don't think I've seen this one. You may mill 3 cards, then return up to 1 creature card and up to 1 land card from your graveyard to your hand. Why not just draw cards, guy? Trailblazer's Torch. It's an artifact equipment for 4, and when it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whenever an equipped creature becomes blocked, it deals 2 damage to each creature blocking it, and it equips for 1. Hammers of Moradin. It is a 3/3 dwarf cleric for 2 and a plains, and it's got Myraid. And whenever Hammers of Moradin attacks, for each opponent, tap up to 1 target creature that player controls. Sailor's Bane. Holy shit, you cost 7 and 2 islands? Damn, dude. It's a 7/7 dragon turtle. That's pretty cool. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each card you own in exile and in your graveyard. That's an instant card, a sorcery card, or a card that has an adventure. It's got Ward 4. Damn, dude, you're pretty cool. I'm digging you, guy. I like that one. Island. We got another Fireball. We've seen this one, right? Just in case we haven't. I think we've seen this one already in this collector box. But just in case, it's X and a Mountain. This spell costs 1 more to cast for each target beyond the first. Fireball deals X damage divided evenly, rounded down among any number of targets. Agent of the Iron Throne. Legendary enchantment background for 2 and a swamp. I don't think I've seen you, I don't think. Commander creatures you own have, whenever an artifact or creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. Maybe I have. Can't remember if I've seen you or not. That's a pretty spiffy one, though. I like that one. Razilla Rail Kingpin. I like the look of that card. Look at that color scheme in the foil, the way it came out, man. It is a 2/5 commander human rogue for 3, an island, and a swamp. It's got Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. And whenever you attack, target attacking creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. If you completed a dungeon, that creature also gets +5/+0 and gains First Strike and Menace until end of turn. God damn, dude. Definitely want to complete a dungeon with that one. Cultist of the Absolute. It's a background for a swamp. And commanders, creatures you own get +3/+3 and have flying, Death Touch, Ward, pay 3 life, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. This is a bad motherfucker one right there, dude. What the fuck? The hell are you, guy? What are you, the Scorpion King or something? Tinkali Hunter. It is a 7/7 Scorpion Scout for 5 and 2 forest. And it's got a sorcery adventure, Retrieve Prey for 1 in a forest. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. It's got, actual creature's got trample, and once per turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a creature spell you cast from exile. Holy fuck. You're fucking cool, guy. That was a good one. Windshaper Planetar. It is a 4/4 angel for 4 in a plains. It's got flash and flying. And when it enters the battlefield during the declare attacker step, for each attacking creature, you may reselect which player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. Oh, you're kind of a nifty one, guy. You're pretty nifty there, dude. Popular Entertainer. It's a background for 1 in a mountain. Commander creatures you own have, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, go target creature that player controls. Raphael, Fiendish Savior. This guy is a 4/4 Commander Devil Noble for 3, a swamp, and a mountain. He's got flying. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Eldritch Pact. It's a sorcery for 6 in a swamp. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard. Ooh. You're going in my Nesker deck, guy. Double the damage. Double the damage the clown takes, man. And we're down to our final 3 right now. Still looking for our bunny, and this isn't going to be it, because the other side's going to be the dungeon, because this is an initiative token. The Undercity. The Undercity dungeon. Armor of Shadows. It's an instant for a swamp. Until end of turn, target creature gains +1/+0 and gains indestructible. That's a good one there. Sylvanus' Invoker. It's a 3/2 Dragon Druid for 2 and a forest. It's got Conjure Elemental for 8. Untap target land you control. It becomes an 8/8 elemental creature with trample and haste until end of turn. It's still a land. God damn, dude. 8? Sea Gate. It is a gate. And it enters the battlefield tapped. And you can choose a color other than blue when it enters. And add 1 island or a mana of the chosen color. Manifold Key. This is a good one. Pretty common. It's an artifact for 1. 1 and tap it, untap another target artifact, or 3 and tap it. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Iron Mastiff. It is a 4/4 artifact dog for 4. Whenever it attacks, roll a d20 for each player being attacked and ignore all but the highest roll. 1 through 9, it deals damage equal to its power to you. Oh, that sucks. 10 through 19, it deals damage equal to its power to defending player. And for 20, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. You're pretty cool, guy. That's pretty nifty. There's a swamp. Amber, Grizzle Omal. It's a 3/3 Commander Dwarf Cleric for 3 and a mountain. It's got haste, and whenever it attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each player being attacked. Choose a background. Oh, we got the Cutthroat again. Okay, yeah, we've seen this one. That's a good one. Scion of Alistair. I've seen this one before. It's a background for 1 in a swamp. Commander creatures you own have the first time you would draw a card each turn. Instead, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your graveyard, and the other back on top of your library. Then draw a card. We got Tomb of Horrors Adventurer. It's a 4/4 elf monk for 5 in an island. And when it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. If you've completed a dungeon, copy that spell twice instead. You may choose new targets for the copies. You're a pretty spiffy guy. I liked that one. Woo! You look pretty spiffy, guy. What do you do? Furk Rag, Cunning Instigator. It is a 3/3 Commander Dragon for 3, an island and a mountain. It's got flying and haste. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack an opponent, go target creature that player controls. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, if that creature had to attack this combat, you put a 1/1 counter on Furkrag, Cunning Instigator, and you draw a card. I was going to say, if that's it, that sucks, but you get to draw a card too. You're not quite as spiffy as you look there, guy. I mean, you're not shabby, but this one's good. Ascend from Avernus. It is X and 2 planes. It's a sorcery. Return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then you exile this. That's fucking nuts, dude. That's a damn good one right there. That Ascend from Avernus. We've seen the Dark Justicar already, right? Yeah, okay. We've seen you. Lord of Murder. We have not seen Ball, Lord of Murder, I don't think. It's a 4/4 Commander God for 2, a swamp, a mountain, and a forest. And as long as you're oh yeah, it's got the life total indestructible thing. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and goad it. Maybe we haven't seen this guy. And there's another Raphael right there. We're down to our final 2. And it's another treasure. Come on, let the other side be a bunny. I just want one more bunny. Come on, give me one more bunny. It's a knight. I think we're only going to get the one bunny, man. Holy shit. Those bunnies are hard to get. Contact other plane. It's an instant for 3 in a planes. Roll a d20. 1 through 9, draw 2 cards. 10 through 19, scry 2, then draw 2 cards. Or for 20, scry 3, then draw 3 cards. That's from the last Dungeons & Dragons set. We got a Fire Diamond. It's a mana rock that produces a mountain for 2. We got Pilgrim's Eye. It's a 1/1 artifact Thopter creature for 3. It's got flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Pretty common one there. Giant Inkheg. If I remember right, this was a bad son of a bitch. It's an 8/8 insect for 6 and 2 forced. It's got trample and ward 2. Other creatures you control have trample and ward 2. Yeah, you're a bad fucker, dude. We got another fireball. We got an island. Marching Duodrone. I don't like this guy. Is a 2/2 artifact construct for 2. Whenever it attacks, each player creates a treasure token. So he's going to give everyone a treasure token. I don't want my opponents having treasure tokens, guy. And then we've got Mithara, Merciless Soul. It's a 2/2 Commander Elf Cleric for 2, a plains and a swamp. Ward X, where X is the number of experience counters you have. What's an experience counter, you say? Well, at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, you get an experience counter. Creatures you control get +1/+0 for each experience counter you have. So she's kind of a nifty one there, guy. Arenas Gloomstalker. She's a 3/3 Commander Halfling Ranger for 2 and a forest. And she's got Death Touch, and whenever she attacks, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Choose a background. Reflecting Pool, pretty. We already saw the spiffy Reflecting Pool, right? Yeah, we saw that. Psionic Ritual. It's a sorcery for 4 and 2 islands. Replicate. Tap an untapped horror you control. So tap an untapped horror, and you can pretty much cast it again for free. Exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard and copy it. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. Holy shit! And then you got to exile this thing. You're a bad fucker. This was a good one. Majestic Genesis. I think I've seen this one before. It's a sorcery for 6 and 2 forest. Reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. You may put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You'd have to have a commander with a really high cost to make good of that, man. And we got another Raphael. Woo! I haven't even seen you, guy. It's a new Planeswalker. It is Elminister. He starts with 5 loyalty. He costs 3, a plains and an island. He's got a constant ability, and he can be your commander. His constant ability is, when you scry, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying. Ooh. And then +2. Draw a card, then scry 2. Or -3. Exile the top card of your library. Create a number of 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature tokens with flying equal to that card's mana value. You're pretty cool, guy. I like this Planeswalker. He's sweet. We got a Planeswalker. We've seen this one, right? Yeah, we've seen this one. So we got another Eltruel Survivors. And this is our last pack. We got a fucking Planeswalker I didn't even know was in here. So that's good. So I so far liked this pack. On the upper end of good. Yeah, we got a Devil token. So we only got the one bunny. That's pretty sad. Dragonborn Looter. It's a 1/2 Dragon Rogue for 1 in an island. 1 and tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Arms of Hadar. It's a sorcery for 3 in a swamp. Creatures target player controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Circle of the Land Druid. This is a good one. It's a 1/1 Gnome Druid for 1 in a forest. Whenever Circle of the Land Druid enters the battlefield, you may mill 4 cards. And then Natural Recovery. When Circle of Lands Druid dies, return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, okay, no, that's not the one I was thinking of. Never mind. Mind Stone, pretty common. It's a mana rock for 2. 1 and tap it, sack it, draw a card. Oh, if I remember right, this was a good one. You look upon the Jurassic. It's a instant for 4 in a forest. Choose one. Run and hide. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you and creatures you control this turn. Gather your courage. Target creature gets +5/+5 and gains indestructible until end of turn. All creatures your opponents control able to block that creature this turn do so. That's a nifty one. There's a forest. We've seen the Archdruid, right? Gains Death Touch until end of turn. Mill 2 cards. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a permanent card from among. Yeah, we've seen this one. We've got another Scion of Alistair. Skanos Dragonheart. Oh, this guy's a bad fucker. He's a 4/4 Commander Dragon Ranger for 4 in a forest. Whenever he attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among other dragons you control and dragon cards in your graveyard. Choose a background. He's a bad fucker, dude. Hey, we got another Majestic Genesis. There you go. Venture Forth. I don't think I've seen this one. It's a sorcery for 3 in a forest. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Exile it with 3 time counters on it. Suspend 1 in a forest. Holy shit, so you just keep getting to play it over and over again? onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library. That's fucking cool. Hey, we got this fucking thing again. I think we already seen this. Yeah, that's a bad fucker there. Asterion the Decadent. It's a 4/4 legendary vampire elf rogue for 4 plains and a swamp. It's got Death Touch and Lifelink. At the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of your end step, choose one. Feed. Target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life they lost this turn, or friends. You gain life equal to the amount of life you gained this turn. Yeah, I remember this guy now. He's pretty cool. And we got another one of him, the other version. Whoa, what the fuck are you? Blade of Selves. It's an artifact equipment for 2. You look fucking cool. Equipped creature has Marade. Equipped 4. Oh, you are a bad motherfucker, dude. I like you. I know what I'm doing with you. I know what deck you're going in, guy. Right on. So I wouldn't say that was a great box that we opened, but it was a really good one. I'm happy with what we got. Of course, I'm an easily pleased guy, so don't take too much from that, but that was pretty sweet. So yeah, I did not enjoy the last Dungeons and Dragons set they did, but this one's really good. I like it. I already opened my set, and I've already said it in the set booster, and I'm going to say it again. I still like the Streets of New Capena better, but this was really good. I like this set, and if you're looking to build a dragon deck, this is the set you want to get, because it's just really good dragon shit in here. So, yeah, that's going to cover it. So we're pretty happy with what we got there. I hope you enjoyed what I produced for you here. That's going to do it for today. So thanks for tuning in. I guess I'll see you next time.